attorneys. Now, in high definition, coverage you can count on. This is WTVM News Leader 9.
Fireworks fun turns into a trip to the ER in Columbus tonight on the news at 5. The gruesome reminder one teen got. See what happened to his hand.
We had about 6,700 people show up here at the National Infantry Museum today to celebrate the second annual Freedom Fest. I got the details coming up on News Leader 9 at 5.
Skies are mostly clear for those fireworks tonight. I'll have the full forecast coming up.
Good evening and happy 4th of July to you and your family. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jason Dennis. Barbara has the night off. In honor of Independence Day, the National Infantry Museum is hosting its second annual Freedom Fest. Thousands of folks were there today to appreciate what our servicemen and women have done for our country's freedom. And that's where we find our Sarah Lim live right now to show us the festivities at the Infantry Museum. And Sarah, it's still going on as we speak.
Hey, good evening, Jason. I'm live here at the National Infantry Museum. The event kicked off at 9 o'clock today, and it's scheduled to finish at 6 o'clock. We had a lot of things going on. We had reenactors, fire Civil War era cannon every hour throughout the day. As you can see here, you could also see some of the local vendors serving good food and entertainment for people out here. We also had bounce houses as well as facial paintings for children. Now, I have here with me Mr. Stephen McClaffin with the National Infantry Museum to help answer some questions for us regarding this event. Mr. McClaffin, so tell me this, how significant is this event, and what are you hoping that people get out of this?
Well, Sarah, you know, what better place to celebrate 238 years of the valiant sacrifice of the American soldier right here at the National Infantry Museum and Soldier Center in Columbus, Georgia, just outside of Fort Benning. You know, part of the mission of the Infantry Museum is to also educate the community and the civilians on the valor sacrifice of the American soldier and their family. And what they really go through on a daily basis to preserve the freedom of America.
All right, and I just heard the cannon go off, and there goes the live music. This is only the second annual event. I mean, what are you hearing from the visitors who've come here so far? What are their responses?
We've had a lot of positive responses today. You know, we've almost doubled what we had last year with the weather we have. And, you know, we got great support and reports from the community, both civilian and military, who come out to join us today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. McClaffin. And Jason, coming up on News Leader 9 at 5:30, I'll have more on this story. I'll have the full story for you coming up at 5:30. But for now, I'm live here at the National Infantry Museum. Sarah Lim for WTVM News Leader 9. Back to you.
Well, we started off this Friday very, very cool. We had temperatures in the 60s, 66 here in Columbus. That's 2 degrees away from that record low of 64. It was a great 4th of July all day long with low humidity. Temperatures right now 87 in Columbus, 84 in Auburn, sitting at 89 in Dothan, and 84 as well up in Atlanta. So a very nice night with barely any clouds across the area. It's going to be a great night to see those fireworks out there wherever you're watching those fireworks, or maybe you're doing them in the backyard. It's going to be great. Temperatures in the lower 80s. And coming up a little bit in the show, I'll have a full check of that weekend forecast.
All right, thanks very much, Elizabeth. Most injuries and deaths from fireworks in the U.S. happen around the 4th of July holiday. Although explosive-style fireworks are illegal in Georgia, they usually make their way across the river and can be a danger in the wrong hands. A story you'll only see on WTVM. News Leader 9's Brittany Dion spoke with one Columbus family who is still cooling off after spending the night in the emergency room.
I just remember the tss, and it just boom, and I just looked, and everything just went to ringing.
Burned and bruised, 18-year-old William Harris got the scare of his life celebrating Independence Day. Harris went to Booker T. Washington Apartments to play with fireworks. He says it's a normal routine he's done for years, but this time was different.
Then little kids came over there playing, talking, and they had, like, make sure the thing was on the right way, but they turned it around. Instead of shooting up in the air, I lit it with a lighter, and it just backfired, and it just boom.
Last year, 6 people died from improper fireworks use. More than 11,000 ended up in the emergency room. In this case, it was a festival ball that left Harris with 1st-degree and 2nd-degree burns.
Oh, it was burning. It was burning hard. Like, it was just felt like somebody got a lighter and just held it in my hand and at my side.
Harris says he was holding the firecracker in his hand, which he knows is not safe. The manufacturer even gives users another warning not to hold the explosives. He says the pain from the open wounds on his stomach, neck, wrists, and blisters on his hands is excruciating.
I've seen so many young people die over senseless stuff.
Harris's mother, Ava Robinson, is a 20-year veteran trauma nurse. She says she's always taught her sons about the dangers of fireworks. She knows this could have been a lot worse.
That firecracker could have blew up in his face. He could have lost his eye. It's 4th of July, and we could have been planning a funeral.
And fortunately, Harris will be okay. He says he is having nightmares from the incident, but looks at this as a reality check that hurts really, really bad. Now, coming up in the next half hour of news, find out what else is worrying Harris and hear what he has to say about fireworks. Back to you, Jason.
All right, thank you so much, Brittany. And before hitting the water to cool off this holiday weekend, it's important to keep safety first. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources even passing a new law to ensure boaters know the rules and regulations out there. Newsletter 9's Tyrone McCoy joins us now in studio with more. So, Tyrone, what's the big change? Things, I guess, change in terms of laws from year to year, but especially important this time of year.
Yeah, Jason, the Georgia Department of Natural Resources is urging water lovers to make sure that they are boating safe and sober this holiday weekend. Now, effective only on as early as July 1st, Georgia boaters born after January 1st, 1998 are required to take a boating education course approved by DNR. This is just one of several regulations passed within the last year to ensure safety in natural water. Others include lowering the blood alcohol concentration to 0.08 and requiring boaters under the age of 13 to wear personal flotation devices when on moving vessels in Georgia waters. Now, I took to the Lake Oliver Marina today to see if boaters were aware of these laws and if they'd be following them as a part of their celebration. And I caught up with some truly entertaining people. And a little bit later today, Jason, and you guys at home, you'll be able to catch that. If you'd like to see more of the safety tips, you can just head on over to our website, WTVM.com, and we'll have that under our quick links tab. Stay tuned to 6 o'clock. Well, I'll have that full story a little bit later.
And, a lot of folks, don't know about these new laws, but it's important because they have accidents and deaths, and it creates some of these new laws because of that. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Tyrone. A man is in a Columbus hospital this afternoon after being treated for life-threatening injuries. Columbus police say that man was driving this Lexus SUV this morning when it rolled over, as you see here. The accident happened around 7:30 on Forest Road at Lemoore Drive. Officers say excessive speed and erratic driving may have led to the crash. They tell us the driver was found outside the SUV and suffered a head injury. He's being treated now at Midtown Medical Center in Columbus, and the accident remains under investigation. The attorneys of convicted killer Thomas May, who was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole last March, have now filed an appeal. May was convicted of 1 count of capital murder and 1 count of attempted murder this spring after he targeted his then estranged wife's family on the Opelika campus of Southern Union State Community College in April of 2011. He shot and killed his former mother-in-law, Brenda Watson, and injured 3 others. West Coast bikers have been making their way east and will soon be taking over the Fountain City. The riders from right across USA are turning their wheels for the Hope for the Warriors bike ride. This 5-week tour stretches from Malibu, California to Amelia Island, Florida. They will be stopping by the National Infantry Museum in Columbus tomorrow, where they will be joined by local cyclists from Ride On Bike Shop. We'll check in to see where the riders are tomorrow on Newsletter 9 at 6. Hurricane Arthur has been downgraded. Still to come on the news at 5, how powerful this storm may still be for people on the East Coast. And investigators say a Georgia father knew his son was in his SUV when he left him there to die. Find out what they say he was doing on his phone as the toddler remained in that excruciatingly hot car.
And remember, with those hot temperatures, we are collecting fans for our fan club. Just drop it off at the Gills Auto Sales locations across the valley to be donated to those needy neighbors. Coming up after the break, I'll have a full check of that weekend forecast.
Stay with me.
Hey guys.